Now, to conclude, we're going to ask the coordinators of CLAYSS, María Rosa Tapia, Luz Avruj, Alejandro Gimelli, Enrique Ochoa, and María Nieves Tapia, to address the audience. Thank you. For the closure, we're thinking of sharing with you how we organize this agenda, because those who were at the researchers' meetings, you heard that there was a call for papers, an evaluating committee, and then we say this agenda, the seminar agenda, has so many speakers, experiences, people that come to share their stories. We thought we would be sharing with you how we organize this agenda. This is organized not by Nieves alone or by the five of us, the team that tries to shape the proposal for the seminar every year. No, behind that, there's all the CLAYSS programs, all the CLAYSS seminars that make it possible to share quality experiences that are relevant, that have topics that challenge us to see how we are working on our service learning projects, that help us avoid repeating ourselves year after year. We always say that those that come to the seminar year after year, that means that we're still interesting because they keep coming. So you would not be coming again. I see many colleagues that this is their 6th, 8th edition, even more. So this renews our engagement to offer a quality space for updates. So it's truly the space we want this seminar to be, as the main benchmark in the area of service learning in Latin America. Who should we thank for this? Let's see. Rosa. I have a long list of people I would like to say thank you to, particularly through the Uniservitate program. You know, it's a program that from CLAYSS with Porticus as well. I would like to thank also thank the presence of Porticus from Africa, Rita from Latin America, Daniel, for being here with us in this great initiative of this seminar. But mainly, from Uniservitate, the idea is to institutionalize service learning in Catholic higher education. And we are fortunate to have an academic committee that has been with us. So when we organize this agenda, we know that we have experts and research that could make their contributions about the theory. So we try to find and see where, even in meetings that we've been arranging as part of the seminar, well, they were all able to make their significant contributions. Barbara Macram, Leticia Lopez Villarreal, Daniela Gargantini, Bibi Bauman, Mercy Pushpalata, Maria Twink, with her approach to the Global Educational Compact. So I decided in what moments of the seminar we could place you. The program, we've been working worldwide in certain regions where we have the regional hubs. And here I would like to recognize, apart from the Uniservitate team, like Andrés Pelari and Calendaria Ferrara, with them, we've covered miles and miles visiting experiences with all the Uniservitate program. And that allowed us to get to know some experiences in the field. The world has to know this. The world should be able to listen to these students because they are truly doing, as they mentioned, the reality. To thank those that accompanied us in this meeting, particularly the team from Asia, led by Jimmy Caldea, Africa with Julie Pitt, and the wonderful team from Africa, the representatives from Central and Eastern Europe. The Middle East could not be present here today, but they are here in spirit. Northern Europe, Southern Europe, the US and Canada, Latin America. And so we've been able to listen throughout these days the experiences that were very meaningful. Manuel, again, thank you for your participation. But we thought it was also interesting that beyond the projects that we do, these people. It's important for you to get to know these people because that allows us to really learn how projects are managed, what are the experiences that really challenge us and that allow us to get to know each and every one of them. And finally, a special thank you to the students, a recognition to them that were here with us in the program from different places, because as we heard in the panel, they contributed that fresh air and that perspective that allows us to see the programs from a different perspective, because we always say that they are the protagonists. That's why they have to be here in occupying the leading role, but also perhaps in a selfish manner, that allows us to see that there is a possible future, and the future leaders are being developed today, and they will be able to build.
Así que gracias a cada uno, gracias por lo que tuvieron que recorrer para llegar hasta acá, pero sobre todo, más que nada, gracias por lo que están haciendo y siguen haciendo y van a seguir haciendo en sus comunidades, desde sus universidades, para que los profesionales del día de mañana sean realmente los que nos permitan disfrutar un mundo más fraterno y solidario. Así que, Uniservitate, ¿cómo era? ¡Ua, ua!
Thank you. Who else should we thank? Ale. Personally, at CLAYSS, I have the honor, the privilege, and the pleasure of accompanying all the experiences, institutions, the programs that have to do with education from kindergarten to high school. And right now, there are three big spaces at CLAYSS. One is our dear arts program. I'm going to ask, please, Pablito to stand, the coordinator, Mateo, he's part of the team, and all those that are here today from that team, from the arts program. Please stand up because you deserve an applause. Other colleagues from Brazil as well, Sofia, Isabella, and Ale, that is always supporting the program from the very beginning. The program that we started this year with a special feature. It's a program funded by CLAYSS funds. In this particular situation in Argentina, for our organization to decide to fund a program supporting institutions in our country, it's amazing in Argentina. So there are 6 institutions, 5 from Argentina and 1 from Uruguay. And they make us so proud, and they maintain the flame alive. Perhaps, again, the educational policies support. As we wait for public policies to support these policies, then CLAYSS keeps working for that. For instance, the environmental program with Laura Nicoletti. I don't know if Adriana is around. And the schools, of course, from those programs. History from Uruguay, I don't know if they're over there. Our colleagues from the Simón Bolívar School, Mar del Plata. And last but not least, important, currently we don't have a support program in Uruguay, but there are professionals there that keep working in Uruguay, and thank God we have experiences in confinement, for instance. We keep working with that. So please, our colleagues from Uruguay, Anita, Monse, María, Victoria. I don't want to leave anyone out. Lidia, the president of the Center for Uruguay. Jorge Pietri also there. All those wonderful people that today maintain the flame alive in our dear Uruguay. So thanks to them as well. Thanks to them, we also have these wonderful experiences that we've been contemplating, the different panels and the simultaneous worship. So thanks to all of them. Apart from the programs, here we are with different networks and partners.
El trabajo de las redes es un trabajo que a veces es más silencioso.
That is like it's intermeshed, and that basically supports the work in this seminar, as well as all the university and youth programs and governments, what we do year-round. So this work helps and enables us to see, to share, to enjoy, to learn from all those exceptional experiences we saw these days. In this seminar, there was and there is the presence of the national network of Mexico, Colombia, Chile, service learning. Please stand up so that we can have a round of from Brazil, from Ecuador, from Spain, from Uruguay, from Chile, from USA, Uruguay. All these people you see here represent national networks all year round. In addition to the work they do at schools, universities, and organizations, they facilitate, they promote, they help that service learning be real in their countries, to be stronger, to have more people with public policies, dissemination, to give visibility to all the programs, all those people who are standing up just now. And all those of these national networks I mentioned are part of Rediva, which is the Service Learning International Network. They met this week as well, today at noon and also a few days back, to continue thinking on how to make everything we've been doing and growing. It should not be just a dialogue, but action, a dialogue for action. It's work we do all the time, permanently. And not only the Ibero-American network, which is basically our flagship one, but we have representatives from the European service learning, from the European also in schools, organizations. There are also people who have contact with the Asian network of service learning. I mean, maybe we don't know this, but we do this year-round. These networks help us to find interesting experiences for the seminar. These networks accompany, and we accompany each other. So we thank you so much for helping this moment to continue growing and to be more and more each time. And this is how we build then the puzzle of the seminar agenda, with CLAYSS accompanies institutions, with our allies, with the networks who enables us to disseminate before the seminar, right, to suggest topics. And once that puzzle is already done, we come to the CLAYSS team and we say, okay, we do training. Angeles, where is Angeles? She is in charge of training together with Alejandro. Please stand up, stand up. With so many people, they prepared, they thought about the different dynamics of the different courses, meetings, the afternoon meetings, simultaneous sessions, and thinking about all the logistics. So it's vital. Your support is vital. So once we have the agenda and everything is put together, and way before that, we get together, 12 or 10 or 12 members from CLAYSS. If I show you the chat, you wouldn't believe that we mad people did this. But for 3 months ago, led by Lucila, wonderful. So she was the leader of the whole team. With Flor, in the administration department. She's the one who does all the payments, the calls with Luciana, with Natalie, with Gabi. I mean, such a large communications team led by Analia. Where's Analia? With Barbie, with Anita, with Milagros, and he's mentioning all the people. I hope I don't forget anybody. With Avruj, who is unbelievable. She has an unbelievable head, who helps with the certificates. I mean, all these people enabled this. And that every year we can have a better seminar than the previous one. This is our challenge. And of course, on Monday you're off. Absolutely. You're off on Monday and paid by CLAYSS. So thank you so much. And now I pass on to the next speaker. So all these thanks are really, really very relevant. It's not just the class team, but our allies, friends, our road friends. We've been doing this and forging the road together. At some point in time of these mad chats we have, those of us who are in the inside of the event, after several presentations that were really very emotional all these days, this is the first time I see our interpreters becoming emotional, and I was really moved by that. But we were saying that next year maybe we would ask to be sponsored by the Kleenex companies because of all these experiences that were so emotional and moving, that we should have placed some Kleenexes, tissue paper in those bags. In any case, I was asking myself the following in closing. After 26 years of listening to so many experiences, so impressive, so emotional, so moving, I asked myself, what is it? Maybe I'm calloused already? I mean, not a tear drops? Until these two girls just came up to the podium. And the student just stood up a minute ago. And I'm still moved by the voice of our students. And I think that all of us who are educators, what really moves us the most is all our work, our studies, all the creations, the efforts we make, but it's for them, it's for you. And today I'm so happy that there were so many students in the service learning arena and so active, because they are the ones for whom we work. Of course we work for our communities and making efforts, but our way of making a better world is to give the world better citizens, better people, better global citizens. So this was basically my first tear in the seminar. But there were other two moments that really moved me. A person approached me, a faculty member who was leading a lot of service learning projects, and told me that he had been a student of the very first service learning programs in his school, and that's how he started working. And it's not the first time that we met, but I feel so happy to see that we are in this second or third generation of service learning people, where those who were our students are now our teachers, and in turn they're training new students who continued working on service learning, and we hope in turn they will multiply service learning. And the last thing I want to mention is yesterday I met in the hallways someone who didn't ask for a selfie because we know each other from the very first seminar. And I don't know if the person is still here, Professor Caretti. I think they left to Rosario. He was a teacher of a physical education institute of the city of Rosario in Santa Fe. They really invented service learning without knowing that was the name, without knowing about any literature, and they continued doing service learning under the dictatorship, and they continued always doing things. And one day they met us in the first service learning seminar in 1997, where at the closing, it was in just a classroom of a school where we all fit in that classroom. We were about 45 in all, I believe. And he continued coming to all the seminars, bringing his students, bringing other colleagues and co-workers. Now he's retired, but he came with the new teachers who are doing service learning at the Institute and the new students who continue with service learning. So, above all, I want to thank you, each and every one of you. Educators in service learning, as already mentioned, we are the ones who will continue and we'll have to learn all our lives from our students, from our communities, and to our students in service learning who are our hope, our happiness, and not only for the future, but our present hope. And in addition, those, we have very few but very valuable indeed, our community allies, those who enable us to learn from them, to be with them, to work together, and together also try to build a less unjust world, a less fightful world, and less unequal world. So in these days in Argentina, after the elections, we feel many people were despaired, and some recalled a phrase by Martin Luther King, who said amidst the Cold War, when it seemed that at any time the nuclear threat would end with the planet, he said, even though I know that tomorrow the world will fall apart, I will still plant my apple tree. So that phrase seems so hopeful and promising, but when we talk about service learning, I think that we're trying for the world not to fall apart. And we're also planting our apple tree so that the world does not fall apart. So thank each and every one of you. And I was just very, very emotional and moved right now because of your applauses. Thank you, thank you.